Matt, that's not a bad way to get your first win of the season in front of 200 people at Twerton Park. You must be absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, I am buzzing. That was a great performance for us. We a bit slow in the first half, but what a great homecoming for us.
Yeah, did the crowd really help sort of spur you on and things like that, just looking up?
I think there was that kind of... The nerves were about the players. You could see that in the warm-up. They're a bit nervous, a bit on edge. But the moment the game kicked off and the crowd sort of had a few cheers when the players make runs, and I think it really did. The players started thinking, I quite like this. I want to start running with the ball a bit more, be a bit more positive. And yeah, it did spur them on quite a bit.
First few minutes, you started positive. You hit the bar through Chelsea Giles, and then you sort of never know what can happen from there, really. And then it sort of settled down. I thought both defences got on top.
I think the one thing I've learned over pre-season was we know how to score a goal. But that came at the risk of conceding so many goals. I think we had, apart from the Wales game in pre-season where we won 9-0, the other games were very closely contested. So something we've really tried to focus on is how we actually work on defensively, and that's come into play the last few weeks. Although it has, I think, maybe been a bit detrimental to our goal scoring, but it will come round. It's all swings and roundabouts, and I think one of the rules on the changing room is I'd rather score less and win than score more and lose. So I think we like to follow that sort of mantra from Bath and keep going.
From a watching point of view, I felt at half time only one goal was going to decide it. Your team that got it in the end through Emily Bristow had a cracking strike.
Yeah, I think at half time I said to them that, let's be honest, Paulton set up quite defensively. We twigged that Paulton had 4 defenders back the whole time. Which for me meant that if they scored a goal before we did, it was going to be very difficult to break them down. And that was the proof in the pudding there. They were difficult to break down. But once we got the goal, it kind of forced Paulton out a little bit more. And then they started pushing more players forward, which then I think if I was to add up the shots created and all that throughout the game, we probably had more in the last 10 minutes than we did throughout the whole game. So, yeah, I think it does play its part.
Is it difficult sometimes to play against reserve teams? I know there's restrictions on how many first teamers you can have in, but does it make preparing for them a little bit awkward?
Yeah, I mean, I did hear, we obviously printed a programme, and I did hear one lady say, our players' names aren't in it. But, when you've got 50 players signed onto your club, it's difficult to decide who's going to be in the squad that week. I think we might be at a slight disadvantage with that because, there is going to be that moment teams have got these first teams, potentially might start bringing players down, going, we know we've got a big game in Bath this week, we'll put a couple of first teamers in. So it is difficult to prepare for, but I think we've got a bit of a plan here. We've said that we don't necessarily prepare for games. Our target is how far we want to build. We want to develop a women's team here, not just one that's going to win a few games here and there. We want to get through the leagues, we want to go as high as we can, and that's our attitude. So these teams can bring whoever they want down and we'll still play the way we play, and if it doesn't turn out, it doesn't turn out. We're just going to keep working and developing.
First game of the season, of course, against Penmill, strong side. You conceded 4 in the first half, but I think since then, defensively, you've been really good.
Yeah, you were there on the game at Woodspring. The goal we conceded was out of nothing, really. I think the entire game they had 2 shots on goal. I think today we've had a new goalkeeper signing, Sophie, who I think tactically she's brilliant. Her movement and her positioning was brilliant, but I said to her after the game, I think maybe her gloves were warmed about twice. So at the end of the day, that we've sorted our defensive problems out. We need to keep going, and now if we can just get the goals to go with it, then we'll see how far this can build.
At the moment, I don't think you've got a game next week, so what's the preparation going into the next one, or is there a possibility one could be arranged?
I did originally think about arranging one, but I think the girls, we've been doing this for now 15 weeks. There's been no break. Even the week where we had a game cancelled, we trained. And I think they need a break now. We're going to train on Wednesday as we normally do, and then next weekend we're going to let them have their weekend off. They can go away, do something with the family, enjoy a weekend away or whatever, and just relax. And then the following Wednesday we're back to it, ready to go again. I think we're away in the next game. I haven't fully looked. I'm very focused on one game at a time. And yeah, just let them enjoy this week and relax, and then we go back hard again and prepare for the next game.
You could tell by the reaction at the end, they certainly enjoyed that women's day, feeling euphoria, relief, all rolled into one.
I think for them it was euphoria. I think for me it's relief. I think there is that, you can see the nerves, have affected us a little bit in our first 2 pre-season games. Then we settled and got that big win in Wales. And then I think being unfortunately drawn against league champions in your first away game of the season was always going to put pressure on the team. And Then last week, again, they performed, I thought they were fantastic last week, and they were, I think, unfairly denied the 3 points. So this week, I think, to get those 3 points, and especially at half-time when they did sort of sit there and go, how are we going to break through? And we said, just be patient, it'll come. I think they needed it, and I think that is now a kick up the arse, really. Just get them going.
Well done, and we hope we kick on in 2 weeks' time as well. Congratulations, go and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you very much.